was huge.
Whoa, that's the largest, the loudest one I've ever done.
I could, yeah. That was,
Did you crack his skull? Wow, it's tight. Wow, yeah. I got you, brother. Relax, I got here. Yeah. It's okay, we'll get it. This side's gonna be easier. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Come on, Ed. Oh, wow, I'm sorry. I wish I could get it for you. Come on, Ed. There it is. Oh, boy.
you got it.
Tell me about yourself. So you work lawn care, and you've been doing that for many years?
Yes, forever.
And left arm, left hip. Tell me about that.
So the hip is maybe like a year and a half, I would say.
Okay.
Something like that. I wouldn't say it comes and goes. It's more just feels more inflamed at sometimes, especially more when I'm working. Winter's not as bad.
Do you feel like it's more on the back or more on the side? Where would you point with that be?
Kind of been evolving, but right now I would say it's more here.
More the hip
And
socket.
Once it starts tightening up on me, it'll start going through here and stuff. But it's always been different. But this is where it's at now.
What was the onset of that? What do you think started that?
That I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Did you start?
It felt like it was starting to tighten up just from work and just not stretching and
Okay.
stuff like that. But then I did play disc golf and I got a pop, and that's what really started. It really just hurt when I was in bed, type of thing. It's like I need to stretch and work it out, but I never did. And then I played disc golf and popped, and then it hurt like all day.
Okay. The left arm. Tell me about that.
That has been going on. That is what really got me here.
Okay.
That's been miserable.
The whole
to say
arm,
the least.
the hands, everything.
Well, I don't really know what's going on, but you can see I have like a big bulge here.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor, but from what I can tell, it's sublux.
So, yeah,
sublux
your-
collarbone.
Your clavicle is definitely anterior right here.
In. Even though the bulge is out, the collarbone, from my understanding, is probably in. So,
Right. The sternum's right here. The end of your sternum's here.
mhm,
You know, it's hard without an X-ray. I mean,
mhm. I've had them.
yeah, you're right. This
I've
is like
tried.
pushed. This is pushed in, and then it's
Right.
popped out. The
This-
sternum's popped
this
out.
one is out, but this doesn't bother me at all.
When did you notice that? When did you first notice?
This like 10 years
Uh-huh.
at least. They just want to like do the normal 5-minute thing and all right, like you're not gonna get anywhere. Like pull a rubber band like that. No, like you're trying to rehab the issue when you haven't even corrected it yet.
One of
I
the
don't know.
One of the final adjustments we'll do, we're gonna open up that whole chest, and it has to do with a collapse because of, I imagine with your work doing
I'm
lawn care,
hunched.
you're hunched, so you got it.
Yes.
The ribs, the clavicle all jam up on the sternum, and then they either go down or up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it has to do with just our posture all day long.
Well, I'm on a stand-on mower, so it's
Okay.
we're always looking down though. To go back to this though,
Yes.
it's not really. This doesn't even. I mean, it goes through your neck and stuff, but it's your back is what I mean. Your rhomboid area, like it's just
Kinda in between here?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad. Like it's
All right.
miserable.
Right, so, well, there's a couple things going on. So when your head goes forward, the lower neck gets under more stress. Inflammation of your lower neck will give you pain here in the shoulder blades, and then you also have all the roots
Right.
of the neck attaching on the top part of your shoulder that it will be inflamed. So we're dealing with about 2.5 inches, at least 2.5 inches from your middle of your shoulder to the ear hole. So when I look at you from the side, your external auditory meatus should be over the center of your acromion of your shoulder, and you're dealing with about 2.5 inches forward. It's going to make it harder to breathe. You're also going to have that shoulder blade pain from the lower neck joints being under extra stress because of the posture. So you're at positive 2.5. I can't just take you to 0 because then your body will just be at 1. So we have to try to overcorrect to -2 to make 0 where you want to be. Now, in order to safely do that, we have to make sure that your whole spine's working. Otherwise, we're going to pinch things, right? So if I ask you to, bend back, ow, I can't do that, Ed.
No.
That hurts.
Fine.
Right, so we have to make sure that your whole spine's unlocked, and then we can arch you back safely. I would suspect that just when your body gets rounded forward, this all gets jammed, and then sometimes based on either your positions of your hands, one side gets jammed in, one side goes popped up.
Well, I really feel like I'm really twisted like this.
Right.
So when you're on the machine, the mower, it's everything comes out the right side of it. So I'm always looking on the right, looking like this. And when I'm driving, I plow snow, I'm always like this, and somebody was just pawing the other day, and now I'm here, which is awesome. It's like 75 degrees.
Bend both the knees for me.
Okay.
There we go. All right, take one deep breath in. Head back for me. Let it all go. I got you, brother. Deep breath in. Let all the air out. Keep exhaling. Don't stop exhaling. Yeah, deep breath in. Here we go. Exhale. Chin down a little bit. Yeah, wow. That was
You got a collarbone there.
That was
the collarbone.
Yeah.
So if I'm ever like grunting or anything, just I want it.
Be careful saying those words in this office.
I'm not worried. Trust me. I'm looking forward to it.
You will be. You will be. Bring the shoulder forward a little bit. There we go.
Sticking.
I'm sorry. Here we go.
No.
There we go. Deep breath in for me. Exhale. There we go. I got you, brother. There we go. Exhale. There we go. I got you.
I
Other side.
really like
Yeah.
pinched in that, whatever this is.
Ankle behind the knee. There we go. And exhale. There we go. Exhale. There we go. Wow. All right, let's go face up for me. It's okay. Face up. Let me see where these bones are. Yeah, your atlas is sticking out here on the left.
I've noticed
This
they're
big
not
bump,
the
this
same.
big knot right here, yeah. So what happened is essentially your head prefers tilting to the right. That's what's ultimately going to pinch. So you're in left avoidance. So I know you're saying you have left arm symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So your neck is in essentially right head tilt. The bones are all sticking out on the left, and that's an avoidance posture. So it tells me this has been here a while.
Yeah, it has.
Let me see how we move it here. Head chin up. Wow, it's tight. Wow, yeah. I got you, brother. Relax out here. Yeah. It's okay, we'll get it. One's sticking out like a sore thumb on that side. This side's gonna be easier. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. The distance this bone is out of position is
Yeah,
Chasmic.
I can even feel it. I've
Yeah.
done that exact thing you've done, and like,
yeah.
this is not the same. They
I-
don't match.
I pushed, 3 times hard on the left, only got one bone to move. The right side was like, sure, I'll move. Well, turning your head to
This
the
is
right.
me relaxed.
Yeah. Turning your head right also will, like I said, if you're on your mower, everything's over to the right. That's also going to make all the bones go over to the left. They
Mhm.
shift to the opposite direction. There we go. You want to avoid sleeping on your right side if you can. That would definitely feed this. So you want to, if you can,
Is it?
just avoiding sleeping on your right would be the first step.
Right, it keeps
you-
the head from like doing
Yeah,
that.
from
yeah.
tilting to the right, that would be
Yeah.
feeding the monster. It's unfortunate that our world really doesn't even examine head to shoulder posture. It's a huge problem in America, and it goes unrecognized. Everybody's caring about diabetes, cholesterol, and blood pressure, but whether or not your ears over your shoulder isn't valued, and what are all the health effects of that, from neck pain, shoulder pain, even lower back pain, hip pain. All of that can be domino effects from the head to shoulder alignment. This is
For
why
sure.
the original chiropractors, B.J. Palmer, he would just work on the atlas, so he called it the hole-in-one. They would just work on the upper neck, and the idea was that if you align this bone, that all the rest of the bones become lined up. Now, I don't 100% agree with it, but I do understand what he was trying to get at,
Right.
which is that this bone is of utmost importance, and that getting this bone aligned up, there are chiropractors called upper cervical chiropractors. They just work on right up here and getting this area freed up and loosened up.
Hmm. Then you can begin to work down.
Right. Well, it's all the president, and then the rest are employees, and so if you get the president working, then there we go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, these are the roots right here. So
Oh yeah, I can feel it.
Right there.
You know where you're
Yeah,
going.
right there.
Yep, it's bad.
All right, I'm going to hold you to your word. All right.
This is the only way to happiness.
All right. I'm going to the promised land, Ed.
Yes. I know. Yeah, and it goes into your throat and
Sure.
stuff. It's terrible.
It'll affect your
And your glands.
glands and sinuses. Yep.
Allergy. I had a black eye, dude. An
Mhm.
allergic black eye like 10 days ago.
Yep. It's-
Never happened in my life. Found out I was allergic to dust mites. Was cleaning my house.
Well,
Looked in the mirror, I had a black eye.
Mhm.
Like, whoa.
It can be, I mean, like I said, this can be stuff becoming stuck in an area, right? It's supposed to drain down your neck. And so just because of all this being tight in here, now all the crud gets sequestered off around your eye and then becomes black. And
Like it was purple.
Mhm.
I'm not talking like dark circles like I have now.
Oh.
Like you could still kind of see the remnants of it.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
it's darker. It was purple like 10 days ago.
right there, wow.
Then you start clenching your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
You start cracking all your teeth.
Mm.
Because
Yeah,
it's
it's
just habit. You can't
Yeah.
stop. You can't not clench.
Stress.
You're just clenched.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just the tightness of
Mm.
everything. You're just clenched everywhere, even your mouth.
Right there's the epicenter of it, right? The lymphatics of your face are each side of your face is completely separate. So it's almost just right at the midline. If you notice, there's nothing on the right side of your face. The left side of your face is where even your neck here.
Mhm.
So, and then it's not a coincidence that it was your left eye, not your right eye, because the left and right eye are two separate networks.
Right.
So it'll be
Okay.
one side of your face.
It seems to always be the left side.
Right. They're two separate networks. Oh wow, I'm sorry. I wish I could get it for you. Come on in. There it is. Oh boy.
You got it.
Wow, that was.
It definitely feels a lot better already.
Main thing is to almost like traction your arm and let it hang over the edge of the bed. Try to open up that front part of your body.
Mhm.
You know, you can't move anything if it's jammed together. We got to
Mhm.
unjam it first, and then we can sort of determine where things are going to move. And everything feels so jammed right here. It's like collapsed together.
I'm really staying positive my 40s are going to be better than my 30s, which is backwards.
Well, they can if you. It depends
That's
on
what
how
I'm- that's
we
what
take
I'm-
care of ourselves.
That's what I'm shooting for.
Mm-hmm. I usually tell people their warranty ends at 18, and so your 20s, people start to, start realizing that life's not as easy as their teenage years, where you can get injuries and
Right.
you recuperate so much more easily when you're a teenager and
For
you
sure.
feel like you're invincible.
For sure. You kind of are.
Real quickly here, on the front part of your shoulders, a lot of lactic acid coming out. So this is just the evidence of all the tightness from the posture that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
There will be some bone growth here. If you keep jamming these two bones together, it'll irritate the joint and it'll grow. But again, that's just, arth means joint, itis means inflammation. So there's going to be some joint inflammation where the joints are being mashed together. It doesn't, kind of precludes itself, but when you irritate a muscle, it grows. When you irritate your skin, it gets a callus. When you irritate a joint, it grows. The pec muscle being so tight here, anterior deltoid being so tight, this keeps this jammed on the front. So you have to first release this tension here in the pec to even have an opportunity to draw the shoulder back. This all has to give. You okay? Yeah. I'm just going to sort of stretch it over a little bit. No, you can't have him. Mm-hmm.
You can very much feel it in the back.
Mm-hmm.
This side, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
in the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that backside in a second. That's what's preventing you from pulling your shoulder back. So now it's gonna jam on the backside
Yeah,
because
I
that won't compress.
can feel it's like it needs to be like that.
Yes,
Like,
I'm gonna get it in a second. Okay. Yeah, it's just jammed. You have too much weight on your toes. So what's happened is because there's, so when you're working on the lawnmower, I imagine your weight's forward because you're looking down. When you put, so your toes aren't designed to hold weight all the time. 80% of your weight should be on your heel when you're standing.
Okay.
If you make your toes hold too much weight, you're going to develop bunions. The toes are going to shift, drop metatarsals, toe problems, hammer toes, all that stuff that you're noticing your toes are shifting here. It's ultimately because your weight has to get off your toes. They're designed to hold weight temporarily for balance reasons, but when you're standing on your mower, part of it is we got to counter stretch you to get you more upright. So when you're not doing your lawn mowing, your posture's correct and your weight isn't all on your toes. But if you make your weight on your toes all the time, it's what happens. The toes are going to shift. So even right now, your toes want to be up. Your correct posture is kind of like here. That's where your toes should be. Your default is,
Like, right.
you see what I'm saying? Your default is your toes are up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is supposed to be straight
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
So my suspension is everything. It's my legs. I mean, you're always really locked too. It's like you have to be locked into the mower so you don't fly off the thing, but at the same time you kind of try to
Yeah.
not destroy your spine. It's hard to describe.
It's an impossible
It's like they're
situation.
springs, but they're locked springs. If that makes sense.
We've got to just teach, at the end of your day, we have to teach you how to counter stretch. There we go. I'm gonna show me the butterfly position. I'm gonna show me this guy. And then this is for your hip that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
How does that affect you? How does it feel?
It definitely feels good, but it's obviously
You want to work on this.
Very
This is the
tight.
best. So what happens is the more we're sitting and the more we're forward, the hips, we call it tree pose in yoga, or you have to work on.
Yeah, mine's terrible.
You gotta work on opening that up, and so
Right.
it's the butterfly stretch would be how you posteriorly rotate your hip sockets. When you're pointing, when you point with one finger again where that was hurting.
Well,
kind of
here.
all the front part here,
Yeah.
all groin area here. Yeah, you want to stretch.
It has been really bad in the groin lately, like more recently.
You want to stretch.
Before it was really bad. It was more like bone, but I think I finally started to somewhat get it in. It's definitely not right, but it's improved. So
I would
somewhat.
first start just even when you're doing your back stretches. You almost do three birds with one stone. So while you're doing your back stretches, you put your legs like this, and
Okay.
have your arms up.
Yeah.
So we're gonna stretch your hips back, get your chest in,
like
and
this.
and we're gonna do your shoulders,
Yeah.
all in one 20-minute stretch.
But it's a lot better when you're on a table like this.
Right.
So,
Well,
it's not-
it'll be all right because we're gonna put a roller and that'll prop you up. It'll give you space to grow into.
Okay.
So first goal would be to get your hips down.
They're not.
You gotta get your knees down.
Right.
Because the hips are, knees are up and they're rotated anteriorly, you're going to pinch the inguinal ligaments. There's labrum in the front part of your hip socket that's being under a lot of stress. So I want to first open up the hip sockets, draw the hips back. How quickly it comes out shows you how much is in there.
This is the part I've been looking for. The elbows.
Yeah, that's good.
The hell.
That's good.
I should look miserable. I gotta make a face like.
Yeah, we gotta get this bottom right back here now, and then it'll go back to the front in a second. That's what I'm gonna try to adjust it.
Right.
All right, here we go. Breathe. he said earlier, let me have it. Okay, all right. Breathe, yeah, breathe for me. Let it go. Let your body sink into the table. Yep. Let it go. Right there, yep.
That's been it forever.
Yep. Yeah, there's not much, I can just feel there's not much curve in your back here. It's pretty much as flat as a board from here to here. There's just no arch.
Yeah.
You know, we got to start bringing some arch back to your back. Just posture and life. Your body's going to stay in the position that you're in the most amount of time. And so if your body's standing rounded forward, you're going to lose some curve. And that's just the C shape is where your body just wants to stay. So we got to loosen you up and then arch you back. And okay. Yep, let it go. Yep. Bring this up a little bit. There we go. Trying to give this some room to go into. It's got to sink in. Come on. Let that go down. It's actually worse on this side right here. It's a bit more elevated. Yeah. There we go. Let it go. Come on. This has to all, yeah, I'm feeling that blockade. Whew, wow. Yeah. Just gonna spend some time on it. We gotta get there. It is. The ribs have stayed in the up position right here. So when you breathe in, the ribs, kind of like a bucket handle, they rise up, and then when you exhale, they're supposed to go back down. And kind of from, let's say, T7 here to T10, T6 to T10 or so, the ribs have stayed in the up position. And so they can do that, but then there's everything, you won't be able to bring your shoulders back. When you bring your shoulders back, these ribs have to come down in order to make space for your shoulders to retract back into. So this is all still in your way back here. You can't bring your shoulders back with this all elevated.
Okay.
Right there it is. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. That's gonna be this section right here. Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it inside. He can too. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's very obvious when you feel it. I can sort of draw it on the ribs for you. You can see the ribs. It's 1, 2, 3. There'll be little gaps in between because it's on the ribs. There's one here, there, there a little bit, but mainly 1, 2, 3, 4. These ribs are staying in the up position. Most of your back actually doesn't become, marked up or just becomes pink. Wherever there's something internally blocked or tight or old injuries, that's where you get the darker mark, is the evidence of the internal struggle, injuries. Same thing. Both sides of the ribs here are raised up. Yes, we can do it all this way. A lot of times, even inguinal pain can be from referral from this joint. So when we were doing that side posture adjustment, part of what I was checking for was the healthiness and mobility of this joint. And so a lot of times, inguinal pain can be from this joint being upset. It'll give you pain right on the front side of this.
Okay.
Makes sense. So if you take a rod and you stuck it right through you to the front
Right.
from here, it'll give you pain on the front part
For
of
sure.
this.
Yep.
It's SI joint dysfunction, and
Right.
so I wasn't. That's part of why I put you on your side, and I was checking, and I wasn't really happy with, these joints. Were like, that's part of why even when I adjusted you, you felt it on the front because this joint isn't moving properly, and the hip opening stretch I showed you is more effective when this SI joint is moving
It's
properly.
almost pointless.
Right.
Unless you can get this.
Right.
Then you can start to get somewhere with stretching
Right.
and strengthening and
Yeah.
rinse and repeat
Yeah.
to finally get where you want to be.
That's what we're dealing with.
Yep.
All that's in your way.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to try to compress that in a second. We're going to back face down. And we're going to stretch first. Exhale. All right, here we go. Breathe. Here we go. It's going to be difficult. Here we go. Need you to breathe. Here we go. Exhale. That was part of it.
That was my right side.
Yep. We're going to do both sides in a second. Here we go. Exhale. Come on, brother. Here we go. There it is a little bit. Yep. All right. Take a break for a second. You okay?
Yeah.
All right, keep that forehead there. Yep, I got you, brother. Here we go, coming up. Stretching. Here we go, good. Good, I think we got most of it. Exhale. All right, good. All right. We're done.
Okay, it's getting there.
All right.
Definitely feel that you're hitting the exact right spot.
Let me see if I can adjust this a little more this way. And then we'll try the bow. Breathe. There it is. Good. I go. That was fun, Ed. Right, just they wouldn't move in neutral, right? So I had to bring it into extension to get these joints to move. When you were face down, I just
Yeah.
popping all that open.
That right there, it really feels like it's so tight into here.
Yeah, just now we gotta get some stretching in here. The distance
Yeah.
is so far. We gotta do 20 minutes on that spot,
Mhm.
and then the next time I adjust you, it's like a drawer. You can't only go so far this way until you get this in, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna move them
Yeah,
together.
Right,
The bottleneck is gonna change.
right.
Maybe sit here for me.
Even the, what is it, this called?
Glenohumeral joint. Yeah,
Or it's
glenohumeral.
like, feels like it's beginning to round, like
Back.
not so much like this feels straighter, this
Mhm.
is like balling out at me.
Yeah, you gotta just stretch it back. Go ahead and tilt your head to the right for me a little bit. There we go. Hold on.
Ah,
That was big.
Here we go.
should be.
Here we go. Tilt your head to the right.
I got a bad left side, so.
Wow.
All right, go ahead and tilt your head left.
Ooh, that one was huge. Ah,
Whoa, that's the largest and the loudest one I've ever done.
That was the loudest thing there.
I could, yeah, that was.
Did you crack his skull? Jeez. That was like multiple. Oh my gosh. Tilt your head to the left. I think we got all of that one. Yeah. Jeez. So after we loosen you up, we want to end the visit, bringing your body back into the right position. Let's put one foot behind you.
I'm
Yep.
assuming you want.
Knees bent. Yep, knees bent.
Okay.
And then try and get your hands down. Let's see how far we can get. Eventually, your hands are on the floor.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm nowhere near that. Doesn't feel like it anyways.
That's the anterior rotation that you're feeling. Because your shoulders are rotated anteriorly. See, watch.
Mhm.
If my shoulder's forward, that's as far as I can get my arm up. Does that make sense? Until I bring my shoulder back,
Right.
then your arm can come back. So when the shoulder's forward,
Mm-hmm.
you can't bring your arm. Your shoulder has to retract back in order to bring your arm back.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that is this has to compress to allow the shoulder
Correct.
to come back into that area, and that's all that muck
I
that
can
you got
feel it.
back there. All that has to get out of our way
Right.
to allow you to retract your shoulders back. It'll eventually, see, the world doesn't connect the dots for people that rotator cuff and even labral tears to the shoulder happen because of the shoulder forward alignment. That people are set up for rotator cuff shoulder injury because of the alignment they're in throughout their daily life.
Mhm. I don't know why, but the right arm is like going.
If it goes down, put it to the side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we
the
got-
right. You would think the left.
And then go ahead and push with your feet and roll upwards 1 inch. So push with your feet and roll. There you go. Get the idea?
Mm-hmm.
If your hands go down, put them on your belly. You can put them, put them on your belly for a second.
Okay.
Let them come back. It's a journey of time.
Yep.
It's time is more important than depth. I'm not trying to overwhelm you, but we want to loosen up your spine and then mold the spine on the stretching right afterwards because you're all loose. We don't want you to harden in the wrong position, round and forward.
Right.
And then feet together, knees.
It doesn't feel like it's too late yet. But
You
if,
do good.
if I waited another, well, it's not that I wanted to do this 10 years ago, but you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You need to find someone that can do it, and you'd be amazed on how rare you
It's
are.
tough. It's tough.
Aw.
Yeah, bring it down over those ribs. Yep. And then put the arms
Where
aside.
It's hard to breathe.
I know. Breathe. Put the arms aside.
It means you're getting somewhere. Like this?
Yes,
Am I doing
sir.
it right?
Anywhere you're comfortable or not too uncomfortable. I mean, just trying to survive.
Stretch as much as possible.
Yep. Put the feet together, knees together, and then rotate your knees left. There you go. Breathe.
This
Eventually,
is where you realize how lack of muscles you have.
well, this flexibility. We got to restore it. Bring your knees right. About 5-10 seconds each way. So breathe. Exhale. Try to let your knees relax. Let that left side of your back stretch. Yep. And the knees back up, and then for the most part you stay in the middle. But every once in a while, I want you to try to rotate those knees side to side. You can move your feet to the right when you bring your knees left. So bring your
Okay.
there you go. So you're just stretching, letting that right side open up. Move your feet to the left. There you go. And then there you go. Good. There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit further. I didn't
Just letting it stretch. You gotta. This is the first time I imagine
do it
you've
as
done
much
this.
as you can.
You gotta. And now you come down 1 inch. So now push and yep. There you go. Good.
Well, I do stuff like this, but it's different, you know.
Yeah, you have to master this. And then you get right over those ribs and that middle back where I showed you all those bruises are.
Mm-hmm.
The mobility of the tissue washes itself, and the joint mobility washes the tissue. So posture causing stiffness causes congestion and clogging and inflammation. The ribs stay in the wrong position. The muscles are tighter because they're working hard to hold everything together because they notice that the bones aren't in the right position.
Gotcha.
So it's
But
It's, mhm.
doing this on my own, yeah,
Yep.
I kind of need you to
Loosen
do what
up.
you did, yeah.
And then you can stretch properly.
This is like super
Yep.
screwed up right now, like the groin.
Try that butterfly stretch. So work on.
Oh,
Try to.
this
Yep.
one?
Yes, sir. Yep. Work on that. Yep. You work on opening up those hips. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has to do that. Like I said, that left. You said that left hip is going to give you referral pain right into that groin area. Those are the same thing. You know, the left hip, the left groin are all in the same circuit. As we take pressure off your lower back, the hip's going to get better. As your SI joint moves better, it's going to get better. It's kind of a stock market. Sometimes going in there and working on it will wake everything up, and maybe it'll be a little more sore tomorrow. But overall, we're going to be trending
Right.
positively. But sometimes I would do a salt bath if you can today. A lot of soreness that I've stirred up. You know, don't.
What's that stuff called? I
Epsom
forget.
salt.
There you go.
Yeah, you want to, but don't be disheartened if you know, like going to the gym and doing a big workout. The next day you're sore.
Mhm.
So all those joints that haven't been moving that I got moving are going to be, hey, what in the world did you do? Why am I?
Looking forward to it.
Yep. So you know, it's part of the process of unlocking you is waking up the sleeper.
Right. No, but
Oh, your
it
hips,
feels
yeah.
better. It kind of went away.
Yeah, I would work.
Cooled out, so we definitely got something.
I would
Stretched in
work
there.
that left hip open. Yep. They call it. They do it the other ways. They do it on the. Do it this way. My sister does it this way. She'll have it. You know, she'll do it this way. Where
Yeah.
you're stretching like
Right.
that. You're opening up the hip.
Yep.
Or you do it the butterfly. Or you do it tree.
I've done that too, but
It's
so
just.
you need the adjustments too
Mhm.
to really get further with the stretching. So
Head for me. Head back. You know, it's not going to be that difficult because you're not actually. Your head doesn't want to sink into it.
oh yeah,
It
it makes sense.
the chest, because your body wants to be here, the neck dent roll doesn't get much pressure. As this gets pushed in, now the neck dent roll starts to really get
Gotcha.
pressure on it. It's not non-effective, it's just not very effective. And then sometimes people will tell me, Ed, the neck dent roll was easy for 2 weeks and then all of a sudden it became difficult the third and fourth week I did it. It's like, why is that? Well, now you're actually doing it properly. And it just takes time to, I would focus on the chest first for like a month, work on the roller, master all those